What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back to my banner review series for Fire Emblem Heroes. In this series I tell you guys if it's worth summoning on a banner or not, and I also give you guys my raw opinion about these units, and I try not to sugarcoat anything as my opinion might influence some people's decision to summon on this banner. So recently the third seasonal banner was released. It is known as Ylissean Summer banner, which includes summer units, where Tiki is an axe unit, female Robin is a lance unit, Frederick is a dagger user, and Gaius is an archer. Also, this is the only banner in the game so far which is gonna last for a month. So let's begin with female Robin. She's a lance unit and she's the fastest infantry lance unit in the game so far, and if you look at her stats, they are really balanced. All of her stats except for her HP stats are above average. She's also really bulky on both spectrums, which is unseen for such a fast unit. Only Selena is a unit who has got that kind of bulk while being fast, but Selena has got abysmal base attack unlike female Robin. Her weapon is Deft Harpoon Plus, which has got Fury 2 skill built into it, and it's only active when she is at full health. After the use of this weapon, she loses 2 HP, which kinda works like Celica's Ragnarok, but it gives her +2 attack, speed, defense, and resistance, making her even faster as she will be at 36 speed with this weapon. Her assist skill is Reposition, which is one of the best skills in the game, if not the best one, as it can be used both offensively and defensively, and it provides really great utility. Her slot A skill is HP Defense 2, which gives her +4 HP and +2 defense. This skill does fix her HP stat, but there are just so many good skills available for slot A for an offensive unit like her that it makes this skill kind of underwhelming. Her slot C skill is Lance Valor, which gives all lance units on your team double the SP if female Robin survives. This skill is really insane actually and will make it much easier for you to build some of your expensive lance units. While this skill does not have any kind of use for arena, but it's absolutely fantastic for training tower and for grinding lance units. Just to give you guys an idea, with this skill a lance unit gets 6 SP per kill, and this skill does stack up with the double SP event going on right now. So it actually gives a unit 12 SP per kill, which is absolutely ridiculous and makes building lance units much more easier. So if a lance unit gets 4 kills on a map with double SP event and this skill, that unit will earn 48 SP per map. So I'm honestly a really big fan of this skill, and I hope they release this skill on more units in future who are easier to get. And for skill inheritance, you can run Fury and Renewal on her, and yes, Fury does stack up with her weapon and makes it really good because she gets +5 bonus to pretty much all of her stats except for HP. So she will lose 8 HP after combat, and then on every second turn she will regain back 10 HP, and many times this will put her back to full HP, so she'll be able to abuse her weapon once again. So it's pretty synergetic as you can see. She can also run Brave Lance set and Fire Sweep Lance plus set, and she can even become a magic check with distant counter. I'll go in more detail about these sets when I release a full in-depth review on her in few days, but I just want to say that she is a very versatile unit. You can run any kind of set on her and she will give you results. She's easily an S tier unit in my opinion. Definitely not better than Cordelia when it comes to being offensive, but she's really close to her. And on popular demand from now on, I'll be telling you guys the most optimal IV spreads for these units. So for female Robin, plus speed IV is the best boon that she could have, and with Fury and her lance, she reaches 42 speed, which is incredible, and minus resistance or minus HP is her best bane, and it doesn't hurt her that much. However, if you plan on running Brave Lance Plus or Distant Counter set, then plus attack IV is a better boon for her and wins her more matchups, but other than that, plus speed is usually best for her. So let's move on to Summer Tiki. This time she's an axe unit with incredible bulk and attack with average speed. Like seriously, how does she have same defense as Ike and Ephraim with that little clothing? She has got the same base attack as Hector, and overall she has got the third highest attack in the game out of all of the units, and this really makes her a high tier unit in my opinion. She has her weapon Melon Crusher Plus, which works in the same way as female Robin's lance, where it has got Fury 2 built into it, and she gets +2 attack, speed, defense, and resistance when she is at full health. Her special is Soul, which does have good synergy with her weapon, but it has got a 4-turn cooldown, which I'm not really a big fan of. Noontime is much better because she's so bulky that she's not going to be taking too much damage to begin with, and with lower cooldown healing special, it would be much better for her. Her Slotty skill is a new exclusive skill to her, and it is a counterpart to Celica's distant defense skill. So basically, if Tiki gets attacked by a unit at melee range, she will get +6 defense and +6 resistance during the combat, which makes her an exceptional enemy phase unit, and 40 defense on a unit with 52 attack with neutral IVs is absurd for an infantry unit if you ask me. This is a really good skill, and I know a lot of you will ask me which other units can utilize this skill. So if you've got multiple Tikkis, then you can fodder them off for this skill, and units like Lightning Breath plus Faye, Quick Riposte Ryoma, Noe can make good use of this skill and work really well in enemy phase. Her Slotsy skill is Axe Valor, which is an axe variant of female Robin's skill, and as I've mentioned before, this skill is really amazing and helps a ton with building units, and this skill pretty much eliminates the need of unnecessary grinding at lower levels for SP. And for her skill inheritance, just like female Robin, Fury plus Renewal is a good combo, but honestly all she needs is an assist skill and renewal and she'll be good to go. Quick Riposte also works really well with close defense if you plan on using that skill for making Tiki an enemy phase unit. I also plan on making full unit review on her in upcoming days, so I'll go more in depth on her analysis in that video as well. So she's a very versatile unit, both enemy phase and player phase sets can work on her, and she can run a Brave Axe set as well, and she'll be on par with Brave Axe Raven and Brave Axe Legion when it comes to it. And she's definitely a solid high tier unit with good attack and defense. If she had better speed stat, then she'd most likely be a top tier unit, but unfortunately she does not have a good speed stat. If she's running a Melon Crusher set, then plus speed minus resistance is the best IV spread for her, as she's able to reach 35 speed with Melon Crusher and plus speed IVs, and that's really good. And if she's running Brave Axe set, then obviously plus attack is gonna be better in this case. Now let's move on to Frederick. He's a dagger user this time around, and in my opinion he's the second best dagger user in the game after Kagero with skill inheritance. He's a defensive unit with second highest base attack for a dagger user after Kagero, and his resistance is really bad, which hurts him as a ranged unit because mages are the units that will be able to counter attack and damage him severely. He also has average speed, but with his weapon Seashell it does improve a bit. His weapon is Seashell Plus, which also gives him +2 attack, speed, defense, and resistance when he's at full health, and this inflicts -5 defense and -5 resistance on his target. Ardent Sacrifice is his assist skill, and it does not really make sense when your weapon needs you to be at full health. And Ardent Sacrifice is only really good on glass cannons who want a reliable way of getting into the Desperation or Vantage range. So this skill is pretty counterproductive for him. His latte skill is Armored Blow, which increases his defense stat to 36 with his weapon, and his slot B skill is a new skill exclusive to him, and this allows Frederick to be a full-on debuffer, as he'll be able to debuff all of opponent's stats with this skill. However, I think Clarice makes the best use of this skill, as she will be able to reduce the offensive stats of her target and then debuff the stats of enemies around that target with Clarice's bow. Clarice's bow only debuffs the units around her target and does not debuff the target itself, so it can be useful on her in particular. Debuffing units is good and all, but to be a high tier dagger user, you absolutely need Poison Dagger Plus from Kagero, because the effective damage it provides against infantry units is really good, because infantry units make over half of the game's cast. By running Poison Dagger Plus, he can become the second best dagger user after Kagero, but do keep in mind that he's gonna function very differently from Kagero, because Frederick is an enemy phase unit unlike her. Sizer is also another enemy phase dagger user, but Frederick is much better than him because of higher base attack. This set is Frederick's best set, and it's a very expensive set due to requiring Takumi's close counter skill to function, but as you can see, it can be very effective. He's a solid high tier dagger user, but he's a really expensive unit to build as he will be required to sacrifice a bad IV 5-star Kagero and a 5-star Takumi. For Frederick, plus speed minus HP is the best IV spread for him. Plus speed IV is the best boon for him as it bumps his speed stat to 34, which is respectable. Finally, let's move on to the last unit from this banner, Gaius. He's a bow user this time, and it's pretty fitting for him because in Awakening he could naturally use bows in his assassin class. He's got a below average defense stat, but he's the fastest archer in the game along with Setsuna, which allows him to run quad attacking build, and he also has good resistance stat which can allow him to be a magic check. He's actually better than Setsuna due to having higher base attack and having better resistance. His weapon is Refreshing Bolt, which gives him +2 attack, speed, defense, and resistance when he is at full health. So with this weapon, he becomes the fastest archer at 39 speed, and Astra is a special, and it's not really that great because even though it does look good on paper as it provides 150% extra damage, it's usually overkill in most cases, and this special takes way too long to charge. And Luna is a far superior special for him, and even Iceberg is much better if you happen to get a plus resistance Gaius, as he'll be able to get 16 points of additional damage with his weapon. And Vantage is a slot B skill. It is pretty counterproductive with his weapon because you need to be at 75% HP to activate Vantage, and this means that you will not be able to get the boost from his Refreshing Bolt weapon, so you will lose on some firepower. But this can be easily fixed by giving him Fury for his slot A for extra firepower. And Atlas Defense Ploy 3 is a slot C skill, and it's really good due to its huge range and Gaius having above average resistance stat. And its in-game description might sound confusing to some people, so basically this skill has got the same range as a Rook from Chess, which is horizontal and vertical lines. It's also a good skill to inherit on some high resistance physical units like Camilla, Eliwood, Faye, Est, and Titania. For skill inheritance, he can also run Fury plus Renewal set and Iceberg as a special, but his sweetest set is with Brave Bow Plus, where he can abuse his high speed and become a high tier archer like Takumi, Klein, George, and Setsuna, and actually a way better quad attacking unit than Setsuna. And if you happen to be lucky enough to pull a Gaius with his best IV spread of plus attack minus defense, then he will massacre his opponents, as you can see by his matchup chart. He can also successfully run Fire Sweep Bow Plus due to having insane speed and a much better attack than Setsuna. And here is a comparison of Summer Gaius with top tier archer Bright Cordelia and other high tier archers, and obviously he's nowhere near as good as Bright Cordelia, but still a high tier archer. But if you notice, a free to play unit like Clarice is also able to do pretty much the same job as him. However, she cannot have a Bane or Boon, so in that regard, Gaius is much better than her. And now, at last, I'll give you guys my final verdict on this banner. I give this banner a rating of 8.5 out of 10. This banner gives us a potentially top tier unit in Female Robin and 3 high tier units in Tiki, Gaius, and Frederick. I would say that the best unit from this banner is Female Robin, followed by Gaius, and then Tiki and Atlas Frederick. You should only pull from this banner if you lack a good lance unit or a good axe unit. If you already have got units like Minerva, Cordelia, and Hector, then there is little to no point to summon from this banner unless you've got your other reasons. Also, it's not worth pulling just for Gaius or just for Frederick because of so many units that have infested the pool of colorless units, so you will most likely end up getting someone like a 5-star Mist, and Frederick can easily be replaced by Kagero, and Kagero can appear as a 4-star unit and you can invest in her much easily. Frederick takes a lot of investment compared to Kagero, and Gaius can also be replaced with a free-to-play Clarice to an extent, which, like I've showed you before, she can do pretty much a similar job to Gaius, with the Brave Bow set, and everyone has her. But if you've got a large amount of orbs, then sure, you can try to summon for Frederick or Gaius. Female Robin and Tiki are both very versatile units, and they are easier to get compared to Frederick and Gaius from this banner, and they can fit on any type of team with proper skill inheritance. And I might sound crazy, but I'm just gonna tell you guys the gut feeling that I'm having. I think a Hero Fest type of banner might come out soon with boosted appearance rate of 5-star units, and it may have some of the top tier units like Cordelia, Rheoma, Reinhardt, and Hector. There are many reasons why I say this might happen, and the first reason is that it's been 2 months ever since we got the Hero Fest banner, and after the Hero Fest banner we have got 2 fan service banners in Bridal Blessings and now this summer banner. We also recently had a banner with Reinhardt in it, who is known to be one of the best, if not the best unit in the game. We also had a banner with Celica in it, and we also had a Tempest Trial banner which had many popular units and a female mages banner. Not only that, but I think we have had 2 orb droughts so far, and players were not given daily orbs for quite some time, and this was done so that they could get rid of the orbs from free-to-play players and have them spend some money on the game. There's also another thing that I noticed after Hero Fest banner, that suddenly the banners we got all had good units in some shape or form, and like how these 2 recent fan service banners had much better units than the Spring Festival banner which we had before Hero Fest banner. Also, the biggest odd thing is that this summer banner will be lasting for a month, which no other banner has before, so they definitely have something planned up for July. The timing of all of these things seem way too convenient in my opinion. Like I've said before, I might sound crazy if nothing like this happens, but I just felt like sharing my gut feeling with you guys. All I want to say is that do not spend your orbs immediately on this banner, since this banner is here for a full month. So wait and see if a better banner comes out compared to this banner, or in best case scenario, a Hero Fest banner with top tier units where you can spend your orbs on. And maybe if nothing like this happens, you can easily spend your orbs on this banner in the last week of this month. So you will lose nothing by waiting, and who knows, this wait might be worth it. So that's gonna conclude my review of this banner. If this video helped you guys in deciding, then please be sure to leave a like, as it helps me a lot, and share this video with all your friends who are thinking of summoning on this banner. Also stay tuned for Female Robin and Tiki unit review videos which are coming up next week. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
Show me a move.